And we begin with that breaking news. This is new video from inside a fire engine as the glass fire continues to burn homes and businesses in Napa and Sonoma counties.
This fire started early yesterday morning, and tonight it has tripled in size. And listen to this. The entire city of Calistoga is now under mandatory evacuation orders. Take a look. We are tracking several fires tonight, from the glass fire to the deadly Zogg fire near Redding, and also the North Complex fire that is causing evacuations in the town of Paradise.
Meteorologist Monica Woods is tracking our fire conditions. ABC 10's Giacomo Luca is hearing from evacuees, but we start with ABC 10's Van 2 live in that Calistoga evacuation zone tonight.
Well, Madison, another terrifying night in wine country is underway. Behind me, you can see the wooded area by the Schramberg Vineyards is in flames. Below that, those flames, that dark area you see on the bottom of your screen are actually grapevines. We are halfway between Calistoga and St. Helena here in Napa County. This is right next door to the famous castle of the iconic. The blaring high-low siren echoed through downtown Calistoga. It's now a ghost town. The looming glass fire forced mandatory evacuations Monday night.
A lot of anxiety. This is not our first fire, so it's making me pretty nervous.
Lori Boonzel packed up her family heirlooms and filled up her truck before heading out of town. It's become a yearly routine over the past 3 years.
With the Tubbs fire, Kincaid fire, now this glass fire, so we're ready to not be running away from fires again.
But for some of the more than 550 wine growers of Napa Valley, there's too much at stake to leave their crops behind at the height of harvest season.
Well, you know what? It's agriculture.
With the orange glow of fire peering down on them, Jim Ragusi and his crew started spraying water on the buildings at T-Vine Winery in Calistoga. Ragusi bought this fire truck last week.
Now we just kind of got a fire division in our own company.
After suffering loss in the 2017 Tubbs fire, he says self-preservation has become second nature to him. While fire crews work to save lives, he says he'll do what he can to save his livelihood.
Once this is over, you know, people coming back, that helps everyone in our industry.
Even with fire at his doorstep, a resilient Ragusi says Napa Valley will bounce back for locals and visitors alike. And Ragusi says he and his crew will wait out this night to protect their property. It will be a very long night ahead.
Absolutely. There is so much at stake. Van, live for us in Calistoga tonight as they are under a mandatory evacuation order.
And take a look. I want to show you, this is how the community of Deer Park looked today in the hills above St. Helena in Napa County. Most homes have been destroyed. We spoke to one man who decided to stay behind to try and save his home last night. Instead, he had to take shelter in a nearby hospital parking lot.
And in Sonoma County, the Firehawk community of Santa Rosa woke up to images today like this. Homes burned to the ground while others survived. And one man tells us and his neighbors were able to save his house.
The people next to us, they lost their house, and across the street and behind us, there's several houses that burned down. So we're very thankful that
This is video from when homes went up in flames overnight. The glass fire has now burned more than 36,000 acres with zero containment. At least 113 structures have been destroyed, and we expect that number to go up tonight. ABC 10's Giacomo Luca is live at the Sonoma Raceway, an evacuation center where many are hoping to hear some good news. Giacomo.
Well, that's right, Chris. Certainly a lot of people concerned this evening. Some families have decided to take to this Raceway Fairgrounds that's been graciously opened up by the campgrounds and by the Raceway, so folks can stay here. I want to show you just kind of what we can see right here. They do have some on-site bathrooms and showers. This is a 50-acre site that can accommodate as many as 2,000 people. There's only about several families here this evening, but plenty more if that is needed. Certainly a lot of people concerned about those those fires burning to the north of us. Now tens of thousands in the region have been ordered to evacuate due to those wildfires. We spoke with Chris Rousseau and his wife Melanie Collins, who fled from their home in Santa Rosa late last night.
Our neighborhood is like ground zero. The fire came right up to it. They lost some structures. We don't know if it's ours. Our house could be gone. We don't know. and we just looked at each other. We got our bikes, we got our cat, and we looked at each other. And we said we might lose everything else we own, and we kind of just kissed and said, you know, c'est la vie. You know, it's.
There's not much we can do about it, and we're flexible, and we're pretty self-contained. So for us, it's terrible to lose possessions, but they're just things, and what we have with us here is what's most important to us.
Officials in the area have set up at least 3 other sites that can accommodate evacuees. Those include the Sonoma Marin Fairgrounds in Petaluma, the Petaluma Veterans Building, and the Place to Play Park in Santa Rosa. Now, Chris and his wife, they tell me that they hope they can return to their neighborhood soon so they can survey the damage and see whether or not their home is still standing. But if they can't do that in the near future within the next day or so, they're going to have to go look for a hotel somewhere else, just because when they evacuated, they didn't bring everything they needed to be camping for a long time. Back to you.
Our thoughts are certainly with those families tonight. Our Giacomo Luca reporting live for us.
Now to the Zogg fire burning in Shasta County, west of the city of Redding. The county sheriff there says at least 3 people did not survive this fire. We don't know more details than that. This fire started yesterday afternoon during that red flag warning and quickly grew. The damage is still being assessed in the area, and the fire is nowhere near contained.
In Butte County tonight, Paradise residents are hoping the west zone of the North Complex wildfire does not come their way. The city was put under an evacuation warning. One Paradise resident told us this is all becoming too much.
It's becoming too much mentally and emotionally. This is pretty much it. These are all bins filled with photo albums. I have pictures in there. I have kids' trophies, special shirts.
High winds prevented some fire attacks on the North Complex wildfire today. It's the same fire that has been burning since August, killing 15 people and destroying more than 1,000 homes. So I want to get you right out to Monica now, tracking the latest fire conditions, Monica.
Well, you just heard Butte County, Shasta County, and those 2 areas topping the list of where we saw some of those peak wind gusts. Take a look at this. 72-mile-per-hour peak wind gusts for Butte County and Amador, 73, Placer County, 76, and in Shasta near Redding, 46-mile-per-hour peak wind gusts. Those winds are starting to back off right now, but that just shows you how gusty the winds were and how tough it was for firefighters to get a handle on any of these flames. As far as the winds, they've been predominantly north and east, pulling that smoke off the coast here throughout a good portion of the day. San Francisco starting off with quite a bit of smoke this morning. Now winds are starting to shift. Currently calm, but just the slightest bit of a southwest wind starting to develop, and that is going to bring up the humidity, lower the fire danger. Temperatures, though, still quite warm. In fact, we're still at 84 degrees in Oroville. We have just a little bit of wind still in that region, so that's going to keep that warmer air closer to the surface. Meanwhile, for the valley, we're in the upper 60s to right around the lower 70s. And we'll continue to see pretty pleasant weather tonight. Then it's all about that big ridge of high pressure. It is going to dominate the forecast with highs close to 100 as we take a look at our forecast for the next couple of days. Tonight, though, pretty nice. We'll see lows dropping into the 60s, but again, highs near 100 this week, going to put us about 10 to 15 degrees above average. We'll be talking about potential record highs ahead.